All right. My name's Journal Artista, also known as Paula Phillips. No, it's the other way. I'm Paula Phillips, also known as Journal Artista. Anyways, this is part two because the other one ran out. So let's look over here. See this particular guy? I went right over some of those things. Now I can take my Verithin, which is very thin, and I can go over those areas or go over some of these other feathers to darken them. I've already done it on most of these guys, most of these little feathers, so that it really makes it pop more, especially when you're using white to blend, right? So that's why I even bought another one because I go over it after the over the whole thing. See, I didn't have a very thin when I did this page, uh, but it definitely makes the black lines pop. And I do put a lot of pressure. They do. The Liger has a unicorn snout. Sweet goodness, Eileen. Sweet goodness. I don't know. I just liked how the orange was in there. Bad Eileen. So, I mean, I bought the what, 12 set of Verithins, but so far I've just been using the black for that particular project. Let's go back to see if this is dry. Maybe Dee got me worried about that. Let's put a heat gun to it. Heat gun. You gotta be careful. I wonder what happens if I heat gun that wax. Would it be blended more? Anybody take a heat gun um to your colored pencil? It should. You think it would melt. It'll definitely melt. All right. Try her again. So this color of blue is probably really close to this color. Yeah, it's almost exactly. So let's do a base coat. So these are the premiers, and I'm going to do a color soft one over here. Derwent Color Soft to see if, it's any better. Because I know that in the UK, it's harder to get certain types of pencils, right? Derwent is pretty prevalent, and some of the other brands are hard to get, I think. The fancy Caran d'Ache ones, like I was looking at the testing some, the 18 set, but they don't ship to Canada. Any of the sellers. I know Blix does. I guess I could order them from Blix, but shipping's a killer. Alright, so I got that first one. Let's go with a little bit dark. Ignore that side line. It's a little frustrating, but what can you do? Maybe when I put the uh, ultramarine over it. So you notice with the marker, I didn't have to go over the lightest color about 10 times. You know what I mean? 10 may be exaggerating. Look, I did it again. I flip my pencil because I don't do it often enough and I get that harsh line. I'm practicing that. Especially, and then I'm also practicing when I take my tip of the pencil down. Um, when I first touch the tip of my pencil onto the paper, I'm going even my lightest touch ever. That sounded weird. The lightest touch I can do. Alright, maybe these colors are too similar. Let's go into the ultramarine. And I'm just doing the flicks because that's what I was doing on the other ones. little bit of dark over there. Alright, that was my darkest. I'm going to go back in with the light one. You don't need it. I just like the look of it. I like how it makes the coloring, it makes it pop even more, in my opinion. Because especially your lighter colors, unless you're a pro, a professional, I go over the line a little bit and then it looks kind of, muddy is not the right word, but when you go over the line of the coloring book, anyway, it just mutes it a little bit is the right word. So the Verithin, I mean, if you have a really sharp black pencil, regular pencil, you can do the same thing. But I like the Verithin because some of these lines are really small. And like Didi said, like Darcy liked the Verithins to get like this particular circle here. Man, that's a tiny spot. That's a tiny spot. Sometimes I flick, sometimes I do circles. I can't figure out. No, that's not the right. I keep changing my technique. Okay, let's try a little bit of black in here. Where did the black go? Oh. But you can find most, the art stores around me anyways, sell Verithins open stock. So if you just want the black for that particular, look, I'm going too much. Can't, rats. See what happens when I talk when I'm trying to art? I went too far in with that black. See it? Now I'm gonna have to do it because I did it there. Now I'm gonna have to do it. I don't normally, I just do a little bit at the bottom. I got too excited with the black there. I don't know what's the right way, but maybe Didi can, right's not the right word, but let's see what Didi does. With the black, when you put black down, like right now, when I put black down, I go over it, the first layer with the darkest blue that I'm using, and then I go light and light. I don't know if that's the right way or not, but I pull the black with my darkest, well, this is the medium tone. Sweet love and goodness. I usually use my darkest tone and then go over with the lighter ones. I'm not sure if that's the right way or not. Now look, that's gonna bother me because it's too dark there. Let's see if I can lighten it up with some white. Because I put too much black. Razor frazzin. I got too excited about the flicking. Too excited about the flicking. I don't know if I would try yeah, I don't know if I would try using the heat gun. It probably will sink into the paper more than anything. See, I went outside the line there. Ah. Pull that out even more, especially up there. But I mean, when you make a mistake like that, you can't, I get frustrated, but I don't beat myself up about it. You know what I mean? Making those type of mistakes helps me learn for next time. Let's go in with the lighter blue a little bit. See, with all the layers of pencil, we've pretty much covered up that dark spot from that darker marker. But see how it's much with the marker, it's much more vibrant. So I guess it's a type of look because we started with just white. We got a real white tip over here, whereas when you're using a marker, unless you use a real light shade. I mean, some of these markers do have real, like this blush is a real light shade, so that'll be interesting to try with that. They say you shouldn't blow on your page because you might get some, what did Gary Green say? Some spittle. You might get some spittle. See, I'm still trying to blend that black out by moving it around. That's some white. But I think this one's almost done. You're going to get a more opaque finish if you use the marker or, you know, whatever you're putting down in the first layer. Right? Because you don't have to build up a million layers of pencil. Not a million. You know what I mean, Vern. But like I was saying earlier, if you're going to blend, sometimes the smaller spot, there's no reason for me to put, you know, in these smaller spots, marker first necessarily. Maybe a little bit smaller, like some of those leaves I showed you. Because if you're going to cover the whole thing with colored pencil, like I think it's a waste of time to do the marker in the small section. Because you're just going to blend the whole thing with pencil in such a small space that, you know, you can take your time. Come back in with indigo. But see, you can just spend a color book retreat. Exactly, Dee Dee. But hey, yeah, Cindy, it may take you longer, but you know, you gotta practice. It took me a long time, the first ones I was doing. But you don't have to have it this blended. You know what I mean? I've said it before. You don't have to. My goal is to make it almost seamless, but that doesn't mean that's everybody's goal, right? All right. So that looks pretty good. I'm not going to spend too much time. I can still see the dark, from the black in there. I'd probably spend more time. See, look, I can't stop with the ultramarine in there. I might even put more black, just a tiny bit. But like Didi always says, this is a light touch. I am not bearing down on my pencil at all. I'm bearing down now. See if we can get the more light at the top. This is the last part. I gotta stop. I gotta stop. I'm addicted. Yeah. So this is a huge, so starting with marker, see, when you don't have marker, you're going to see the paper, right? The grain of the paper kind of, because your pencil doesn't go all the way. You know, I was reading in some books that if you have a really sharp pencil, it's easier to go into the paper. But when you already have a little layer of color, it covers all these light spots. So, I mean, look at the huge, that's Prisma. This is Prisma without marker. This is Prisma with marker. It's definitely a richer color, but you don't, yeah. Or just do marker in those tiny spaces. That's right, Didi, yeah. That's what I'm going to do with that Russian doll one. But look, it's a huge difference, right? Starting with something. I still want to blend that bad boy. It's addictive. I got to stop. Oh no, my finished pages definitely have that shine. Definitely. Let's see if I can show if it works. Maybe it's easier with the doll. Let's see. See? I even colored the black. But see that shine? It's gonna have shine. It's wax. You can see where I put black in some spots on the, and some spots not. But yeah, there's gonna be a shine. I was thinking about just doing the stomach because it really looks 3D and the rest of it doesn't. But this is what I mean. Why did I color that with marker in blue if I'm just gonna go over it? Well, I guess you can remove that mid-tone. See if this is indigo. And then you can go over with the same color. But it seems like you're doing, when it's tiny like this, I'm doing extra work to, to color all that with marker. And see, you still get some light spots anyways that I have to go back over. Look, I can't stop. See what I mean? This is addictive. Addictive, I tell ya. And when I do it in front of the couch, then in front of the TV on the couch, I don't feel so bad. Anyways, stop. Oh yeah, see my face shadows, Dee Dee? I'm gonna do the lips darker. And they need to be a darker color for sure. But I really had a hard time because look at the eyes. This is not a real face. You know what I mean? So I'm used to darkening up here and your eye should be the other way. Not that I'm really used to any of this stuff, but so I was really confused. Like the nose was just two dots. So what the heck? How did I had no idea how to shade around the nose to make it look like a nose and not just two dots. You know what I mean, Vern? And I knew Dee Dee showed us to do some dark on the edges, and I used peach. What did I use here? That's my hardest part is to figure out what colors to use too. Um, but it was hard. And then the hands. Well, I struggled with the because they're flat. Like they're like more doodled hands. So, I know it's darker around the sweet goodness. I know it's darker around the fingers, it's darker around the sleeve, but I think maybe especially this one. I don't know if you guys can see that correctly. I don't know. I just thought that this looked strange, the way it was maybe too dark. I'm not sure. The hands were frustrating me, so I just stopped. Oh boy. Yeah, so I'm just working, and I can still work on this to pull it out. But it was hard to know where to shadow on a doodled part. All right, let's do this one with some. Let's do some color soft. I want to poor Derwent. Poor Derwent. I want to try to redeem them. See if they work better over marker. Now, what colors did I use? Indigo, electric blue, and pale blue. Here's my pale blue, white, indigo. And that's what I'm going to test too. Test the white and black. Like Dee Dee was saying, maybe you just want Prismacolor white and black. Gosh, how many times? I think I've said Dee Dee more today than know what I mean Vern. All right, lightest color. Ooh, do I have a lighter blue than that? I might have to change my colors because now this is a lighter blue. So I'm going to use cloud blue. Well, cloud blue, electric blue, and maybe pale blue. I've got this darker color, indigo, and then white and black. We'll see if I use those. All right, so this lightest blue, cloud blue. I'm going to try up this. Yeah, Derwent Artist ones. Because I know a lot of people have Derwent Color Soft, and I know I've seen people talk about them and say they like them. Again, I haven't researched necessarily the price difference between these brands. I mean, I got my 150 set of Prismas for I got them for 170 bucks Canadian, which is an amazing price over on Amazon.ca. Again, you just gotta have to watch for sales over on Amazon. Alright, so I'll go with a bit darker electric blue. So I'm gonna really go with a light touch now. Maybe that was my problem before. I was going too hard. No, I can already see the lines. It's scratchy. Can you see the lines? Maybe not. Hey, Barb. We are testing pencils for the last 3.5 hours. Poor Simon. I started streaming as soon as Simon got home and I didn't stop and he's gone to bed. I think I'm going to have to use... This electric blue was probably the base color. I'm going to go all over this again. And I'll get that I'll use the colors I used in the first one. That cloud blue is probably too light. You can even hear it more. I can even hear it being more scratchy. You know, on the paper. But hey, I also believe you gotta buy what you can afford. Know what I mean, Bern? So I used the other blue, indigo, electric, pale blue. Oh yes, I did have the indigo over here. Okay, pale blue. Still not much difference in... Oh, was I just using pale blue? This is electric. Back to electric. And again, I'm just flicking because trying to keep the pattern, what I've done in the other examples. Then I'll do some circles. Try to blend it out. I'm not sure if Derwent, if I have a blue that's in between these colors. Just because I only have this one's just called blue. Let's see what happens. I don't know. All these colors look exactly the same to me. Maybe you can see a difference on the screen, but when you layer them, it just, all of them look exactly the same, don't they? I can't see. Can you see a difference? I can't see a difference. Maybe I'm just being too critical. Back to the indigo. Not back. This is the first time I'm using it. I'm going to have a real light touch with this. See if... But see, I already got some of those spots. I don't know what to call them. It's like crumbly bits that come off your pencil. And you're not supposed to get any oil on it, but you know, this is my coloring book. It's not a look, sweet loving goodness. It's not a oh, look, I'm grunting like Jean now. Eileen says the colors look the same to her. Don't they? Strange. Well, I'm using a limited palette over here. Maybe I'm just trying to go with a light touch. This is frustrating. I definitely get more crumbly bits with these color softs, that's for sure. But now I'll have to try the artist grade because Prismacolor, like I should be comparing these with the Scholars, right? The Derwent Color Soft with the Scholars. If these are their student grade compared to it, if they have an artist brand, then I shouldn't compare them to Prismas because Prismacolor Premiers are artist grade. So these are more like the Scholars that may be harder to blend. Okay, got a harsh line there. And maybe these would look better, like this one that had a darker marker. Scratchy might make me crazy. Oh yeah, if you hear vibrations, some things are magnified. Oh, that's bad news, Cindy. That makes sense though. Alright, let's go for the white. No, let's do some black at the bottom. This time, I gotta remember only a little bit. The black is barely showing. Maybe I have so much wax on there now that it's not blending at all. Oh, I need the indigo. Pencils flying. I think even though I like Derwent, I think I need to gift these. They're brand new, pretty much. I haven't, used them either. But then if I feel like I'm the type that's like, okay, I need to gift these, but let's just say I have so many other brands that I'm not going to use them. Doesn't mean that they're bad. They're just different. Let's go for this one, try to blend it. It's really frustrating. With the Prismacolor Premier, I can pretty much blend out some of these darker spots where this is like complete wax buildup there. Let me see if I can burnish with the white or blend with the white a little bit. I'm using more pressure. In hopes that I can move some of this pigment, or wax I should say. And it's like any supply. Maybe I just have to get used to it and learn. Maybe Prismacolor, there's a certain way to use them, and maybe I've got to just practice with my color softs to figure out how they work the best. But I'm struggling over here. Let's see if I add some Prisma white, the Premier's white over here. See if I can get some of that out. I'm not reading the chat at all. Too focused on the Derwent. Well, the Prisma white seems, I'm not sure if it's blending or if it's just, putting on another coat, like it's just covering it. But that seemed to work a little bit better. I'll say it again, like Didi suggests, maybe buying some of these student grade pencils, but getting open stock of white and black might be if you're budget conscious, that might be the best alternative. And maybe these just need more layers. Well, I guess anything that has less pigment, you're going to need more layers. It's starting to turn out okay, except for that one dark spot there where I went. I don't know what I did there. Let's look. Indigo. Maybe I just have to go over the colors a lot more. I'm not sure. So, I mean, it's the same thing. I could do this forever. Was I not even on screen? Cindy asked a question. What breaks all the time? Oh, do I have a solvent? Well, I have the, I can try just on this. I have the Prisma. Where is it? Did I put it in that other pencil case? Hold the fort. I bought this set. You know, Prismacolor has a set, a companion set to their, and I bought that on Amazon. Canadian, it was only like $8. And it comes with the colorless blender, this one. So this one's a marker, clear blender. You don't get used to the scratchy. Dun, dun, dun. All right, which is the one that's hold the fort? Oh yeah, you can tell that one's Prisma right away. Derwent, and this was Derwent. Okay. I think you have to use a pretty heavy hand for this. Uh-oh. I haven't, like I said, I haven't practiced with these bad boys, these solvent type things, because I'm practicing shading pencil only. But I know that there's a colorless blender, which is the, wax. And then this is a solvent-based one, or alcohol-based anyways. So yeah, it comes out more. Oh, that's a fine tip. What the devil? You know what I was expecting? Look how fine this tip is. I was expecting like a bullet tip. That's super fine. Super fine. I guess so you can get into these areas maybe. But yeah, I can see a little bit of a difference blending it out. But so that might help some people. But again, I don't even know how to do this, so I haven't practiced. I think that's the only solvent I have. I do have some Citrusolve. Oops, I'm not even on the screen. I do have some Citrusolve, but you know what happened the last time we used that? But this is I mean, I just made a hot mess of that bad boy. It probably, if it can probably dry, maybe I can go over it, but obviously this is, and if I did polychromos on top of paint, well, yes, it's a blender for their markers as well. But if you look, trust me, if you go to any store and look at the set, the Prismacolor Premier comes with the blender. It comes with the colorless blender, this marker, a pencil sharpener, an eraser, that type of stuff. That type of stuff. So, I mean, this is beyond. The Prismacolor on top of marker, whatever, is amazing. This, I really liked the, hey Kathy, baby oil, no Citrusolve. But I don't use those. I just want to practice with my pencils. Now it feels like I want to go over this. I guess you can go over it with more layers. But now it seemed like I don't have blending now. It just turned it into all one color. Know what I mean, Vern? And it's smelly to boot. But do you really need a blender if you just spent a little bit of time to do this on top of marker? If you can't spend a lot, Cindy, what, like I said, if you can't spend a lot, um, the Derwent, if you can't, Prismacolor Scholar, in my humble opinion, is way nicer than the Color Soft. And the Scholar you can get for, especially if you watch, like I said, for $25 Canadian. That is cheap, my friends. So that you could probably get them on 60 set, which is the highest that they have on Amazon for, on sale for maybe 20 bucks. If I got one 25 Canadian, it's going to be a little cheaper. So I would suggest after this test, I would go with the Prismacolor Scholars. And then if you do it on top of marker, it's going to look, even better. Not that Derwent Color Softs aren't that cheap. You know what I mean? But you know what? I was using my mom's Crayolas on another page. Is it in that book, I wonder? And they were half decent. But the thing, they blended nicely, the, believe it or not, the Crayola pencils. But they just didn't have the richness of the pigment. It just was so not vibrant. But I haven't tried. Maybe somebody in the chat can tell you that, yeah, student pencils, you get some decent results if you use a blender of some type. But through this, yeah, so Crayolas really, in my humble opinion, they blend nice, but there's no pigment in them. No, you don't get the vibrancy. I was using the darkest red, and I was like not heavy-handed, but I did a lot of layers. And look, I could just play with this all day. I did a lot of layers, but I just couldn't get a vibrant red like the Prismacolor. I just couldn't do it. Now, I think it might be in this book. Let's see. Let's just flip through. I thought it was in here. So I don't know. You guys are done? Everybody finished watching me color? Did I already say hello to Kathy? I'm not sure. Because I had that other mandala, if you remember. I showed it yesterday again, but where did I put it? That is the question. It's such a thin piece of paper. I stuck it in somewhere, and of course, you know what that happens. Forget it. It's gone. And I don't have any Crayolas to test for you guys, unfortunately. Maybe it's under here. Nope. I don't know if you guys remember seeing it yesterday. No idea where it went. So I hope that helps somebody. Some information. Eileen's like, no, keep going. Keep going. But you just can't beat. Look at this vibrancy. Now I don't have the fancy dancy, although I should. Eileen is right. I need to try the polychromos over paint. Let me clean these ones up here. This white. It's a color soft. Right, so these I want to see how vibrant they are over paint. Or marker, excuse me. Hey, you gotta use what you got. Don't get me wrong. But if you put, like I said, just try to put a layer of paint over it, or marker, excuse me, or paint, so then they'll be more vibrant. They blended, the Crayolas that I tried blended nice, but they just weren't bright enough. I couldn't get a deep enough red. What shall I color? Let me see what I got in here that already has marker on it. Do I have anything that I started to color? Well, nobody wants to see these tiny details. You can't even see it if I started coloring these tiny details. Oh, well, you know what? I lied. This is this is pretty vibrant. On top of the marker. That was using the Polychromos. My favorite pencil, most of this I can't judge because I've only used Prismacolor Premier on almost everything I've colored so far, Ali. So, I haven't used the Polychromos yet enough to know. Uh, enough to know to be able to judge it, you know, with I don't have enough research. I haven't tried it. So what can we color? I guess I can start something with markers. I know it's too hard to do some of these tangle doodle type of things, don't you think? That's very time consuming for me. And it's probably harder to see some of these more intricate thingamydoos. I guess I just have to color something already. I don't know. I don't have any options. I don't have any coloring book options. Not gonna do Creative Cats. Too big. Let's see if we can find something nice to color in our ultimate coloring book treasury. So first I'm going to try Polychromos. Rats! I hate when coil-bound books get bent up a little bit. Alright. Let's find a good one. It has to be something bigger. Because let me tell you, some of these... Maybe I can do this flower in here. Maybe I won't do these fancy ones, but I can at least do these outside ones. That's a contender. It's a contender. You know what? I plan on sending some of this stuff in Happy Mail. Right? Dee Dee says Doodlers Anonymous. You see me shaking? I'm a little nervous, Dee Dee. But, I'm not photocopying, but look at these. I can just rip this out. We can share some, if you know somebody that likes something, a big cow, rip it out and send it to them. We can share some of our coloring books. I'm afraid of the Doodlers Anonymous, Dee Dee. I gotta do that. I can't do that live. I'm too nervous to do that one live. But if somebody likes this Day of the Dead stuff, I will never color this in this book anyways. I'll send, try send that to somebody else that may or may not like it. This is a fun one too. I can do the outside petals. Okay, let's just do this one. And, you can easily take it out of the coils, but there is a perf in there. Yeah, I don't promote, photocopying and sharing your pages, but heck, if you got some of these books and you know you're not going to color it and it's easy to rip out, then by all means, why can't we share it with our friends in some Happy Mail? Now, I think I was using those colors. I'll put them back in there. This is black and white. This one's going back. So what colors should I color this one now? Should I do my red, orange, yellow type deal? What do you think? Suggestions? I think for lots of times for me, the hardest part is choosing the colors. You can, I guess the choices are red, blue, and yellow, pinks and purples. Do reds, oranges, and yellows. Now I don't have the official DD, let's see, Scarlet Lake. I didn't know which one, so I put purples and reds in this one, and yellows and oranges. Maybe some flesh tones are in here. Let's see, you don't want to use neon yellow. I want somewhat darker of an orange though. Did I take it out? This one's just orange. Guess that one will work. And let's see, yellow, orange, yellow. Let's do deco yellow. You know, maybe because maybe I'll get a lighter orange too, because I'm not testing anymore. So, yikes! Oh no, dropping the pencils. Can't do that. That's bad news. But maybe I'll use, what is this one? Mineral or no? I love Dee Dee last week trying to look at, what was it? Spanish orange? But she was trying to read the French side, or well, no, for you guys it wouldn't be French, it would be Spanish. But it was kind of funny to me. Yellow orange. I guess I'll go with this light one. What's this? Yellowed orange. I guess that's a good one. So I got, yeah, you can look on Design Seeds for color combos. So I've got Scarlet Lake orange, yellow orange, or yellowed orange, and Deco yellow. Again, these are the Sanford ones. So some of these may be retired. I don't actually don't think so. Where's the other ones? I saved the retired ones for that I need to send to Dee Dee. I didn't promise. I told Dee Dee I was gonna send her. Okay. Let's do some. Can you see? Because, you know, I don't need every color in the rainbow, but I know to some people the retired colors are, you know, special. Rats! I was supposed to do marker first. You guys got me all kerfuddled. Where's my... Let's see. I'm going to try to erase it a little bit. I don't erase... To be honest, I don't erase much. I'm just trying to get the wax off. I really do like this Prismacolor Scholar black one. Okay. Let's see my lightest yellow. What was the one I was using, I wonder, on that... On the Liger. Yeah, Design Seeds. What is it? DesignSeeds.com. If you just search Design Seeds, S-E-E-D-S, Barely Banana. Do some Barely Banana, or maybe one more up. One a little bit brighter yellow. Yo-Yo Yellow. I don't even know if Stampin' Up! I think they changed their markers, and they've definitely retired colors over the years. But I enjoy using the brush end. especially for tiny spaces. Let's see. So I'm going to do, usually I will go from the inside out. And when I think about this type of stuff, I tend to do the same colors up, you know what I mean? But anyways, I always start on the inside and work out. Now, some flowers, I don't know if this is a sunflower, then that's where I get confused. Some, and I should use a reference, that's my problem. Some flowers are, dark in the middle and light at the tips. Some flowers are dark at the tips and light in the middle. Maybe there's somebody in the chat that knows Stampin' Up! More than me. But like you saw on that Russian doll, I'm the type that does all the marker coloring first and then goes in and does all the shading. Today I'm going to shade these and start coloring these. Like I was saying earlier, I'm just glad that I've got a reason to use all these older Stampin' Up! Markers. And when I say old, I just mean I've had them for a decade, more than a decade. But it doesn't mean they're dried out or anything. A couple of my zigs were dried out. I just threw them in the garbage. They weren't completely dried out, but I know that the boss of my flowers, the boss of my coloring book, make up where the lights and darks. I'm going to have dark going to light. I'm not sure. On each petal. Like I said, my problem is that I don't look at enough references. I just wing it, all willy-nilly with it, as I like to say. Well, I guess no nap for me today. 2:13. What day is it today? Thursday. I streamed last night. Did everybody get to see the ending of the stream? I know I posted on Instagram really late. And sometimes when I post really late, I know that a lot of people don't see it because by the time they get up in the morning, there's already a million other things that are up there and, they miss it. Now, if I'm using marker, I always outline it first and then I color in the middle. All right. I may have missed some. Yeah, over here. One bad boy back here. All right, we're good. So, start with the yellow. Deco yellow. I almost want to need a lighter yellow than this. Let's see. Close enough. But it's not to, so I don't get confused. When I start blending, I only do a couple sections at a time. Because, especially with this first coat, because then I'm like, okay, did I do it there? Did I not do it there? So today I'm just going to work on. See, I've already forgotten. I colored this one, this one, this one, and this one. I just have to look for the little bit. Sorry if my head's in the way. A little bit of the sheen. All right, let's go to the orange. So again, this one is yellowed orange. So this time, I'm just going to color the way I normally do, which is not a lot of flicking. It's just all, circles mostly. I gotta try Dee Dee's way of cross hatching though. I'm gonna have to watch a Dee Dee recording and intently focus on her hand again and look at it. Everyone pet the pencil. Oh, bye Dee Dee. Lynn, are you asking if I'm gonna get Harry Potter? Or are you asking Dee Dee? That's probably where Dee Dee has to go. She probably is going to Books A Million. So the first couple layers, like I said, I just forget where I put the, because I, choose a color that's the same as the marker. Sometimes with flowers, it's almost second nature for me to do those flicky things. Once I get this first coat down, then I'll be able to remember which one. I'll just do these 4. And I'm the type that works inside out, but you can start with whatever you want, I suppose. Alright, go in with the next color of orange. I should go get a protein bar. Can you see anything? I'm trying to remember to turn the pencil, yeah. Again, it's just muscle memory though. It's getting into the habit of doing it. Oh, rats! Why didn't somebody stop me? I wanted to use my polychromos. Jeez Louise. I'm so used to the Prismas, I guess, that was the first thing I grabbed. Eyes are frozen. I know what Eileen's gonna say. That's okay, Paula. You can do another one. So now I'm gonna go to the red. I cannot already hear it. Oh, I turned the pencil like this. That's for sure. I'm not sure. I'm sure. I wonder if Dee Dee saw the inside on my stream last night of the Harry Potter coloring book. So a little bit of red at the deepest sections. And, this is the same color combination I used on my lion / tiger / liger. I call it a lion, but apparently the girls don't think it is. But the red, to get the red really, really deep red in the bottom here, you have to, I put a lot of layers into that tiger. A lot of layers into it. I'm coloring and I see something flashing over here. Stupid floaters. I'm not gonna pass out, but my stomach's gonna growl. That's for sure. Going back in with the light. I feel like there's something in my eye. Where's my toilet paper? I unrolled it yesterday. Where'd I put the rest of it? My eyes are watery. Eyes are water. Does anyone else have that problem? As soon as your eyes water, your nose starts running. What the devil? I think I've been concentrating too much. I have a very oily face, so maybe that's the problem. Even after all these years. Oh boy. You guys are making me cry. Right here, it's 2:20 p.m. All right, back to the yellow. See, right now it just looks orange, right? I guess because it's flowers, I'm flicking so much. Get the more realistic look, I suppose. The lighter orange. Like I said, it's okay if you go over the lines a little bit. You know, it's not the end of the world. Relax. That comes with practice. And like I said, you can go over with your Verithin later and sharpen up those lines. Uh, sharpen up those lines so it looks more cohesive. Stands out more, I should say. So again, flick in the dark. I really went outside the line over here. And you know, if it bothers you, take your eraser and like I said, it's got to I think this works tremendously, in my humble opinion. And Didi and I are in the Eastern time zone. Yep. I think a lot of us, well, Central and Eastern. Of course, there's a couple from the West Coast and a couple from the East Coast of Canada that are a little bit earlier than us. And of course, our wonderful friends in the UK and Australia. Well, see, Australia's not too bad. Like right now in Australia, it's what 2:20 in the a.m. Right? They're 12 hours. Now, my face, I've had acne my whole life. Although I guess it's better than it was when I was in high school or whatever. But you know, that's the way it goes. And I tried everything, but not only do I have acne, I have really sensitive skin. So something like, um, you know, I can't use the salicylic acid kind of helps my face, but I can't use Proactive because that's, you know, that other chemical. And that makes me break out. So I have sensitive skin and acne. So it's a terrible combination. And it's so hard to find something that works. Is it benzoyl peroxide or something like that? I can't use anything that has that in it. So a little bit of black. Yeah, we have daylight savings time. I don't know if we are on daylight savings time or not right now. I don't know. Cause it's pretty dark. It's dark in the morning. I walked the dogs at about 8:30 in the morning, but I walked them again at 6 or 6:30, and it's like pitch black. You go outside at 6:30, and you think it's. I'm gonna go back to the red now that I put that black there. I don't know why I was using white. Um, yeah, you go out at 6:30, and sweet goodness, it's just like it's midnight. It's so dark. I really hope I get my stencils today. Razor Fries and Canada Post. I can't even say thank you for being free because it's not free. That's the kicker of it all. I'm paying for this service. Well, so I went a little harsh with that black there too, but I just if I have problems with time zones, to be honest, I just Google it. I'm like, what time is it in, you know, this province or that state? Or if somebody tells me Easter, you know, way too much black down there. I'm gonna blend that out. Go with the next color of orange. And the Prismacolor Premiers anyways, it actually moves that black. You're actually blending, pulling, especially if you do this type of motion, or actually pulling, um, you're moving that black. It's, yeah, being blended, I guess. I have a Chug. Her name is Bella. She's a designer dog, they call them, half Chug, or sorry, half Chihuahua, half Pug. Although she looks way more like a pug than a Chihuahua. I mean, mostly pug. Except for her face is a little, like her snout um, is a little bit, sticks out a little bit more so than a regular, like pugs usually have a very flat face. So her face sticks out just a little bit more. And Asha is a Morkie, which is another designer dog, half Maltese, half Yorkie. And I called her Asha because, you know, when Yorkies are young, they look like, especially Asha, because the Maltese in her, half Maltese, half Yorkie, the Maltese in her ears are down. Yorkies have the ears up, right? So their ears are down, and so she looked just like an Ewok. I can show you pictures. I think I might have some on Instagram. I'm for sure I do. Um, so she looked like an Ewok. So I searched Ewok names, and Asha was one of them, and I fell in love with it. So Simon loves Star Wars, you know. So it's like, oh hey, look, I bought a dog, but it's okay. We'll name him a Star Wars name. Oh boy. My son, potent and pure botanical acne gel. Is that like, uh, what's that other stuff I bought at the body shop before? Tea tree oil? So I'm trying to pull that yellow in, because see, that orange was really harsh. And again, you don't have to blend as much as I do. I just like to, you know, to some people, they would be happy with that. Not that it's bad, you know what I mean? Not that you shouldn't. It's just like I said, I wanted to practice so that it's almost seamless. Now I put way too much black again. It You just flick it up. Sometimes I will do circles at the very bottom here. That helps to take away some of the stroke marks of the black. And you don't have to use black. Um, you know, I just like the look of it. Again, this tiny one, I really keep going outside the lines. I really suggest this eraser. Prismacolor Scholar in black. Oh, Ali has a Yorkie named Stella. She's 10. Avon Cleaner. They don't carry it anymore. You know what, Ali? I know you're young. You know, when I first started scrapbooking years ago and stamping, I always felt so out of place. Well, that was before the internet, right? So, well, it wasn't before the internet, but you know what I mean. Before we did all the streaming and stuff like that. You know, like back in the day, we were using Instant Messenger or ICQ or something like that. You know, we didn't have this type of platform. So the only time I could get together with other people, going back in with the red, I think I need to sharpen it. Um, so the only time that I got to see other people was at classes and crops, and everybody. Oh, that's bad news. Everybody. Let's see if I can cut rats. And these are Sanford ones. So everybody that I scrapbooked with or took the classes with were always so young, or I shouldn't say young. They were older than I was. You know, they were in their 30s for sure. And I was, in my early 20s as well. So I'm glad you're joining us, and I hope you don't feel out of place based on age, because I truly feel in this platform with all you guys, some of us have known each other for 5 years now. Whether you're, I mean, we've got people in the 80s watching us, right? 70s for sure, and some of us are, I mean, I'm 37, but some of us are in our 20s, and I feel that we're all the same age. I don't, you know what I mean? The love of art is an equalizer, in my humble opinion, with age. But see how many times I just go back and forth over different with the colors. I think I need to do more of this medium orange. I've got a lot of that lighter orange just right here. I mean, over the years, we've had people that are even younger than 22, teenagers. Um, so anyways, I hope you don't feel out of place like I did way back when, that you feel that we're welcoming. I'm hoping. Oh no, what? What's oh no, Eileen? What did I do? Uh-oh. What? Did I do something wrong other than putting too much black? Oh no, you found something on Amazon you need to buy? What? So I'm going to go over with white now. Yeah, I've never felt, even when we were together in real life in Baltimore, um, we had a great time no matter what. Like I said, the love of art is an equalizer. I just try to erase that because, like Dee Dee said, I had that blue on my pencil, and now I'm shading in blue, which is very bad news. Not the end of the world, but worse things could happen, I suppose. I don't know if anybody's timing me, but it'd be interesting to know how long I work on these. Go back in with the darks. So again, I'm doing a real light touch. Over and over and over again. Just to get that, oh, this one's bothering me because I brought in that blue. I brought in that blue. Oh, wonderful, Allie. I want to show you guys the page I did last night. Where do you think I put my art journal? I brought it in here. I know I did. Is it underneath all my coloring books? Yep. I really loved that page I did last night. Loved it so much I can't find it. Oh, my polychromos was almost coming off the old Craftalanch. Oh, it's underneath here. So I know some people weren't here last night. Almost all these pages are done, so that's why it takes me a while. What do you guys think? And I can't see it, I'm so far zoomed in. But you can check out Check it out on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. So the more I work, especially with the red, the more I work, the deeper the red's gonna be down here, right? And the odd time I've been practicing, okay, if I want it really deep down there, adding some type of purple, um, like a darker color of purple and blending it in. But you see, I only work on a little bit of flowers. And that's why I have this bucket of current colors I'm using. And lots of times that's why I put a post-it note on it to write down. I'm going with the second lightest color now. Then I go and write down the colors that I'm using too, so I don't forget. Because you know, it's not very often I go anyways from, I don't do a whole page on one sitting. That's what I'm trying to say. And maybe I need to go into a purple. I think I have one here, ultramarine. Let's see, violet. And if I just do a little violet down here, and maybe I could have used this instead of black. The red. The red might pop more. Now I'm going to show you over here. I went over that black line, and I'm going to show you in the very thins. With the very thin, what I do now at the end to make it look, to pop it back out, because you know the color pencil is going to, when it covers the black line, it's not, no, don't get it twisted. Doesn't matter if you color outside the lines, you know. I just like it. It helps all, if you have that dark edge in your coloring book, it helps it pop out a little bit more. So, and maybe I didn't need 4 colors in all this small section. You know what I mean? Especially these tiny ones up here. Probably could have got away with 3 colors on this bad boy. Alright, I'm just going to add a little bit of, this really bothers, so that you definitely have to clean your white. You know, especially if you're going from blue to yellow, it's bad news. So I'm just adding a little bit of white at the top here. There's not much I can do with it now. Once that's on there, I mean, I could probably erase it, but you never really erase pencil. And that one Gary Green book shows, you know, what it looks like if, how, you know, if you put colored pencil back over something you've erased. All right, it's about, hey Jen, don't tell me, did Eileen even say hello before she asked if you were streaming? Did she even say hello? My goodness. I'm going to make a new rule. No trigger heading unless you stream. And I'm going to use my pencil to point. Oh, man. Okay. So if you see, can you see right here? I don't know if it's clear. But right there, especially with the yellow and white, I've went over the black edge. I know it's probably not clear. Same as right here. Now, so a very thin pencil, again, it's very thin compared to, I'll show you the difference between, where's the black? Can you see the difference in between the two? One's way thicker than the other. Okay, so I'm gonna go over that line, and you might have to do a couple times. Press harder. I press harder than I do with the pencil when I'm coloring it, that's for sure. When I'm coloring the color, that's what I mean. And I just went outside the line on that too. I've tried to use marker for this process, but it just resists from the wax. You know what I mean, Vern? So these pencils are also a little bit harder than the Prismacolor Premiers. So, and I do this last. See, I'm just showing you this as a demo. See the difference between this one and this one? Because I would do this last because you don't want to mix that black and everything else. Don't you think that's a good thing? Anybody? A good rule? I think that's a good rule. No trigger heading unless you stream yourself. Unless you are a streamer. And for the new people in the group, trigger heading is when, you know, people bully you to stream. They get on you on Twitter, they bully you to stream. They beg, they plead, they try to trick you. Alright, see, look, I could go in this for hours. I go back in with the red to deepen it. I really want to deepen this red. Like I said, we could just go over and over and over. But when you color, we're layering colors. These are translucent, so you're layering, you know, more and more colors on top of each other. This one just bothered me because I've got that blue, so I continue. It's not going to help it, but I'm going to continue doing that. Look, now it's too white. And again, if you look in I'm looking in the camera and I see all the mistake's not the right word. All the spots I've missed. All the places I need to do more blending. Don't need to do it. I just like to do it. Alright, I'm going to show this close up now. So did you see the difference in the black and me just adding that little thing? Thanks, Cindy. Yeah, bully might be a little strong. Well, what do you, Cindy? Do you watch Twitter when Eileen does that? Oh, she knows I'm ribbing her. All right. Look, there's not enough of a blend there. Look, I can do this all day. There's not enough blend, so I go back in with the midtones and try to blend it a little bit more. You can play with this all day. All right. What do you think? Not too shabby? And because I like those colors, right? I'll go back in with the yellow. I gotta be careful because I put that black on there from the very thin to show you. You'd probably want to do that last. No, probably. You should do. Look, I'm coloring it without putting a marker on it. That test has got me all kerfuddled. Kerfuddled, my friends. The marker's definitely not going to go over nice on that one. Look, I think I'm going to try to erase some of that. It's so dark there from my white pencil being contaminated. Look, I'm blowing on it and I just bought a fancy brush. It was hardly fancy. It was only $3. That's a little better. Still looks kind of muddy. So that's all I do. And that's why it takes me hours. I go back and forth and back and forth. So I went over that line again. I think everybody needs a black Verithin that does this. If you have a really sharp black pencil, right, just the regular black, and you can do it. Look, but see, I already went outside the line there because it's way thicker. And some of these coloring books have really thin lines. But I'm telling you, outlining it makes a huge difference. Because especially when you're using light pencils. I mean, it's inevitable, well, for me anyways, that you're going to get yellow or white on the black lines. Well, we tested, for those that just came in, we tested a whole bunch of different ones. We tested Derwent Color Soft without any marker, my new Polychromos, no marker, just white. This is Prismacolor Scholar, which I, didn't find too bad actually. This is the Prisma Premiers, no marker or anything underneath it. This was the Derwent Color Soft with marker underneath it, and then I tried a solvent on it, and I don't know, it's not my favorite thing. But anyways, I don't have practice with that. This was Prismacolor Premier on top of a blue. I did a base coat of the blue. Because if you see the Polychromos, you see how the white is there in these ones? Because I didn't go over it with marker. When you go over it with marker first, it covers up all the grain of the paper, right? The little spots. So, hand sanitizer. Hand sanitizer. Where's my tester? Tester. Wow. Let's see. In my testing book here, look, I was testing some stuff down here. So let's see this yellow. Let's test it right here. I've got yellow and red, and I blended it in the middle. I got me some hand sanitizer. Put a tiny bit over here. I got a bunch of different sizes and kinds of blender stumps over here. And tortillions. So let's take one that doesn't have anything on it. I've never done this before. Took a lot of sanitizer, and it was hard work, I imagine, because there's not a lot of oil or alcohol in hand sanitizer. I wonder if the hand sanitizer even worked, or if it was just the buffing from your blending stump. Well, already I have some weird dark line. This one was brand new. I don't know. I haven't tried it, so I don't know how much pressure to put on there. I see some other lines. Where did that black come from? Maybe my nonstick mat had some dark on there. But I can see it is blending out, right? You can pull the color out. Let's look at one of these blending stumps. Yeah, cotton balls. But like I keep saying, I just want to practice only pencil. So if I have a blending stump, you can burnish it maybe. Burnish it, but it's not working so well. You gotta do what you like. Go watch some videos or buy a book, right? I've got some awesome colored pencil books. Jen, did you see my page from last night? Of course, they're under every single, a whole bunch of different books. I'll have to show you later. Anyway, You gotta do what you enjoy the best, and whatever tickles your fancy. Whichever way you like to do it, bottom line. That's the bottom line. So anyways, I think I'm all streamed out, my friends. It's been, oh my gosh, I started streaming Poor Simon at like what, 10? Almost 5 hours? Sweet love and goodness. You just use what, where is it? You think I can find it? You know, you get them with pencil sets. It's just it's a piece, rat sandpaper. I thought I had it in here. I thought I had it in my bag, but it looks like I don't. Where would I have put that? Hmm. Hmm. Just because I've never used it, to be honest. Is my pen? Oh no. I don't want my paper marker, my paint markers to fly all over the place. Not in there. I think I might. See what I mean? I need to segregate my markers. Uh, I hope everybody at least learned something, got something out of it. These are all markers. No, but you can get them. They come in a lot of pencil sets. It's a little sanding board thing. But now, Jen, you've got me thinking about where that thing is. And I think I have more than one, for crying out loud. Anyway, I hope everybody got a little something out of it and doesn't feel so intimidated, maybe. It takes time. If you expect it to be like this, I mean, it takes a long time, right? So, you know, you don't have to take that long. The polychromos really interests me. I'm going to go and color on the couch. I need to see what the dogs are doing. But the Derwent graphics, you mean the Graphitins? Yeah, you can buy ordinary sandpaper too, that's for sure. But now really got me thinking about where that other thing is. Hmm. Anyway, we could be all day looking for that. Oh wait, I gotta go. I'll see everybody online. See you later tonight. Uh, check out the recording. This is part 2. If you want to see all the coloring books I own. Well, not even all of them, because I didn't show my Harry Potter one. Or this bird one. Oh my goodness. Forget it. Forget it. I'll definitely see you guys Saturday night over here. And yeah, see you on Twitter. Much love, my friends.